Alright, alright, I think we're all set. I think we're all set. Howdy, Xavier. Good to see you, Tyrone. Hello, handsome. Hello, beautiful. Alright, I can say I at least managed to hang out in the round table hold. Cool, cool, cool. I'll say it feels a lot more lived in despite being dilapidated. The new area theme is much better than the base games. I assume you mean like the BGM? That's cool. Huh, curious how the water and stuff works here. And then you got all the poison on the other side, right? I'm drinking alone on this wonderful day for couples. Feels bad, man. Down to whole bottle of wine. Who up the Valentine time? Well, I always like the BGMs in the games. I think my bigger problem for like the overworld stuff, my biggest problem is usually with like bosses and things. Shadowrun Rune 3, huh? Are there any new... Just soldiers. Oh, yeah, of course. Right. That makes sense. Actually, notice it's there. Do you notice the round table theme? I haven't been to the round table hold in so long, I don't remember what it would be. So, I can't answer that either way. Like, I just don't go there. This is different from the... Wait, no. Is this different from the standard? No, I think this is the standard one. There we go. Strongest heal in the game, period, I'm sure. You would hope the DLC would have some of the best spells, right? Or at the very least, the ones with the most utility. Yeah, it's the El Altus one. Okay, right. Because I know the Grotto has its own special unique one, and I was like, no, there should be markings and stuff if it's that one. Oh, you know what? I didn't look. More anklet. Okay, cool. Oh, you. I never found you guys normally. It'd be so weird if this guy's responsible for all the poison. Like, here I am trying to rationalize it, either from the perfumers or something with the actual natural environment. It's like, nah, it's just some random bug guy. Do you have access to the hinterlands? I do not. We have not killed what's-his-face. Though, wait, yeah, I haven't killed him yet, right? I have not. Though, you know, honestly, with the Shadow Tree fragments I picked up, I might be able to get away with it. I could probably kill our boy Gaius. Because we have all the shots I want. I put out the post. Like, I don't think I'm gonna, like, have anything, like, radically new I want to add. Alright, this is natural. There's no trees and no tree debris in here, so this is natural water flow. So I guess the question would be up there. Ooh. Was this always so glowy? Oh, I was gonna ask you, it's a picture of the golden bone shard harvestal near the village and the small pond with golden fireflies and red bears. Is that all in the hinterlands? Because I can always do that in my other character, right? I can always do it on my sorcerer, right? I don't think there's anything we're missing there. Honestly, the only shot I want for the hinterlands, personally... Sorry, chat. I'm getting myself back on my sleep schedule now, and I think today's gonna be the last day I have to worry about being off, you know? Not a horn scent. Not a horn scent, but it is a scorched body. There's also the giant hand there with the ring. I have shots of that already. Don't worry, Xavier. We got shots of that. That one's covered. Ah! This water's unnatural. Uh-huh. Some dead bushes and stuff, too. Yeah, it's the Highlander armor. I'll wait for the weather to pass. Oh, God. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. There's no longer an item here, so... Ah, there it is. Alright, let's give this guy his due. Alright, come on. Come on! Come on! There we go. There we go. There we go. Hey, Macaroni. Holding hard? Why are you holding your heart? Oh, you mean the corpse? Yeah, he's like, you know, oh, I'm dead. He must have been killed by Kira. Would be so funny if it was just that one big guy who did it after being excommunicated by the other bugs. You mean the one with the poison area? Like, he's like, I'll show you guys. This is what you get for throwing me out. I'm gonna poison everything. Yeah, I honestly, I can't say I know much about the lore for these guys, so, like, you know, anything works for me with them. You know what? I think this one, you know, I kind of regret not doing this now. Oh. Oh, you know what, actually? There we go. There we go. Anyway, I find it curious how this one is an unnatural lake here. Or pond, however you want to put it. But then this one, which almost looks like it could almost connect, right? Like, you could almost have a waterfall here. This one's 100% all natural. There's no any dead trees or anything that were once there. This one's the one that shouldn't be here. And it looks like it's fairly recently, because most of the trees haven't died. Like, these in the middle are kind of, like, on their way out, right? And obviously, you got them there, these two, and then, like, these. Yeah, I have to wonder if it's something like, you know, Mesmer's peeps, like they light stuff on fire and then everything gets, I don't know, somehow they get enough water to douse it. I don't know. Another Game of Thrones connection, you think? It could be. Obvious, I don't know if there how many Game of Thrones references there actually are in Elden Ring. I have to imagine at least some exist. But I don't know how much Miyazaki and From Software want to lean into it. Flooding, maybe because it's likely to rain there. The problem is, if that's like the normal or whatever, then there should be a normal water thing. It shouldn't be like, oh, there were trees that were growing here. Because again, this goes back to the point. Water, for whatever reason, kills these big trees. We see bushes and stuff that seem to be more resilient and things to that, generally speaking, though we see them dead even there. But in general, these trees, when they get into water, they die, which is why we're able to identify when it's like, okay, this is where there was normal tree forest growth here, and then the water pooled here and killed everything. And stuff where it's like, oh no, this is historically, you know, it's naturally filled with water and all that stuff. Because it's not going to be like, oh, there's a random rainstorm and it just happens to pool there, then it should be regularly pooling there and, like, you know, there shouldn't be anything that was growing there in the first place. I think Bale's title, The Dread, is something for Game of Thrones. The Japanese is a little different. But, so I'd have to double check with, like, you know, the Japanese side of Game of Thrones and see, like, if their translation of it is consistent. George took more from the Silmarillion. Yeah, but I think the question would be more so about Miyazaki, and if he's the one would be inserting Game of Thrones references, not Martin. I'm sure Martin drew from Tolkien, because like every fantasy writer draws from Tolkien to some extent. Right? So I don't know. I don't know enough about Game of Thrones to like identify any of, like, you know, if there were references to be like, oh yeah, that character design is obviously based off blah 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 from Game of Thrones. I wouldn't know. Loki fell off a cliff like Bran Stark fell from the tower. That was a Game of Thrones reference. Insert soy jack face. Oh my god. Yeah. Fall damage. Fall damage. It's all a Game of Thrones reference. Hello, Vord. Sometimes I'm around these outskirts of the Land of Shadow and just hope I'll find some new shit somehow. It'd be nice if this map had more new shit in it instead of being like mostly empty compared to its base game. When you play Night Rain, we won't be able to tell if you've been replaced because fall damage isn't a thing there. God damn, I didn't even think about that. Listen, I can still jump off of the far edges of the map, right? So don't worry. I will still somehow find a way to prove that it is a verifiable Loki stream. Don't worry. Trust. I have a plan. Yeah, like, see, like here. Another example with all the dead trees. It's like, okay, clearly water isn't normally here, so why is it here now? Maybe you're right, Xavier. Maybe it's just, oh, there happened to be a storm here, and it was so bad, it pooled up the water. But that just seems so random to me. Probably seen there aren't many. Maybe Miyazaki just didn't want to step on anyone's shoes then, by being like, see all this thing you recognize from Game of Thrones? I really want to let Elden Ring be its own identity. What is that sound? Oh. It is a Hornsent corpse, that's worth noting. Dude, I think you got that. You should get that checked out. You might have breast cancer. Guy's a chief? Yeah, yeah. I just was looking at the design because I'm like, is that how they actually look? And it was something. Is that Asmongold? No. I understand that he is bald, but listen. It's way too clean to be Asmongold's man cave. There aren't enough dead rats in there, or cockroaches or something with, like, you know, fungals, you know, growths all over them. Yeah, we know about you. That's the catacombs. I don't know if I want to explore the catacombs today. But you know, I could maybe get shots of the Death Knights. Holy frick. Why are there so many of you? Oh yeah, I was about to say, these are the only place you find them, Loki, as far as I know. Really? In the entire game? Oh! The day that the code on those butterflies is cracked, I'm gonna be a very happy camper. I don't care if it's me, if it's some other content creator, but the moment that it's cracked, it's gonna be so good. We already got shots of this crap. I don't think we need to worry about that. Oh yeah, there's the other catacombs there. That's the fort, which I don't think we need to get shots of right now. This is the District High Road. He's the third bloom. For some reason, being a bloodthirsty monster corrupted by a outer god isn't depicted glamorously. Yeah, I wonder why. Such a strange thing, that. It's the other bear thing there. So you have one bear forest here, or one up here, I guess, to give you the full coverage. What about the lake thing up here? I wish we got more political drama and family line charts. See more George influence for that. Tell us Godfrey's tax policy. George, you coward. I've said it before. I think Miyazaki should release Martin's prose, right? So I'm not going to rehash what I've said before. Yeah, this is another natural pond thing. No trees or anything here. So you know, I'm not gonna go. My position on that has remained unchanged, essentially, right? The only thing that I will say is that I'm not entirely sure how useful a family tree would necessarily be, right? I guess it depends on how many named but unrevealed demigods still exist in the lore. Because then that could be useful. I'll get this stream Loki rant somehow. From lore-wise, which demigod's your favorite? Probably Godric, especially if you like lump him in with God of War. I like the totality of the lore as I break it down in my thesis. I just think that I don't know. I just find Godric just a fun character. And the stuff with God of War and stuff adds some extra layers to that, and how they interact with Morgott and things. Like, I just think it's nice. It's also funny that that's how the Shattering begins, because of those two bozos, right? Like, that's the whole reason it gets off the ground. Oh. Alright, well. Hey Loki, anything new on your timeline? Do you mean in terms of like I want to add to the Godfrey timeline? No, nothing new so far. I'm pretty happy with the events as I lay them out. I think I got all the major points that I want to highlight to people. Maybe I guess I could expand on the Mesmer Crusade stuff, but because we don't have a strict timeline on like when certain events happen in relation to other events, I feel like just leaving it be like, oh yeah, Mesmer, and he did his crusading shit. Mine is obviously Chad God, as I've stated before. I think Morgott's really good too. I just think that like overall, I think I'd have to say that Godric, especially if you include God of War, just wins out. Just pulls ahead. It's amazing how there was a corpse for me to loot, and I somehow missed the ladder still. Truly, that was impressive of me on my blind playthrough. Morgott's my favorite. Wish he had more HP as a boss. I felt he was fine. But then again, I common deserted him. A lot easier to see, huh? With the curve to the ceiling here. Most of the ones I really like were ruined for me with the DLC ending. I assume you mean Miquella and Radahn. They just put some plaster over an entrance here. Magic plaster. Lore-wise, he's like the 10th strongest thing left in this game, and you can, then you can one-shot him, kinda goofy. I mean, listen, I think when it comes to bosses and stuff, right? Again, I much prefer bosses that have less HP, are faster with a wider variety of moves, and not like ridiculous damage like they one-shot you every time, right? But, you know, like a decent amount of damage over the opposite where it's like you got tons of HP, you don't got that much variety to your moves. And you like hit like a absolute truck even though you're like slow as fuck. Cause that's the stuff that makes me fall asleep. I'm just like, yes, please kill me. That's why I don't like dragons for the most part. Though I will say Elden Ring has more dragons I think I've liked or sorta liked compared to any. I think Bale's definitely one of my favorite boss fights in the game, and he's a dragon. Yeah, DLC ending ruined for me. Malenia, Miquella, and Radahn, I assume? Yeah, Radahn. Why did they make a whole war just to kill Radahn? They're crazy or what? This plan was so stupid. Okay, so I'm gonna break down my understanding of events here. First off, Miquella and Malenia were kind of just doing their own thing. The war had nothing to do with it. They seem to have put forward they basically seem to have contested the whole Elden Ring thing. From what I understand, based on what we know now about Miquella, basically just so that way Miquella could prevent Radahn from becoming Elden Lord and stuff, because he wants him to be his Elden Lord with his god, doesn't want him marrying Mama Dearest, right? So that seems to have been the play there when Morgott's forming his council of demigods and things like that, trying to, you know, what's the word? solve the problem diplomatically, right? It was ultimately Godefroy and then later Godric in conjunction with Radahn who ended up starting the war. That's because it's clear that the conspiracies involved. That's all Ronnie's thing, and Ronnie and Rykard and stuff, and they got, you know, they put Godric and Radahn up to it, essentially, right? Because Godric was roped into the conspiracy after Godefroy and all that jazz, right? Like, that's very clear. And then after that, now that they're all basically fighting, that's where it seems like Malenia and Mikkel are kind of like, okay, well, let's get, you know, go over to Radahn and, you know, bring him over. Now, I don't know whether or not Mikkel was like, oh, yeah, you should try to kill him first thing, or if that was, like, the last resort, like, hey, if you can, capture him alive and bring him back or whatever. And obviously, because of how the fight turned out, Mikula and Malenia, well, Malenia specifically, you know, had to, you know, she went with her last resort thing and was like, hello, you know, Mikula's needs you, time to fulfill your promise, consort boy. Oh, and Moog, yeah, poor Moog, I guess. Yeah, so I would not say, I would not characterize as they're starting a war just to, what's the word? Just to kill Radahn. Radahn was already fighting, and it's like, well, if the only option is that we kill him and then resurrect him, then so be it. Mikula's okay with that. Though, again, I would assume that if they could get Radahn to not want to kill them, right? If they could get Radahn's attention that way, they would have gone with it. I knew from the beginning that he's innocent. I wouldn't go that far. Anyway, I think it's fair to do this, right? Yeah. It's funny how they handle the water here. So I guess the water goes under here, and then they reveal, like, I don't know. I would have preferred if they put, like, something here to at least let me believe that there was, like, you know, something here for where it's coming out of, but, like, it's literally just, it comes out of the floor or whatever. Oh god, the controller thing. So again, when I screw around, chat. Godric did nothing wrong video. What? I would not say that. I think it's implied that the prerequisite for the vow is Radahn is dead and Mikkel arise. I don't know. I wouldn't. I'm not like, you know, I'm not on that train quite yet. But either way, I think it becomes clear that, obviously Mikkel had his own plans with the Halig Tree, and he wanted Radahn obviously involved there. And then when he gave up with the Halig Tree or whatever and goes after the Gated Divinity, that's when, you know, all that jazz, which is clear. I should clarify. I think pretty much everything regarding Mikula after the battle with Malenia, I think it's all Miyazaki from there, from what we know. Like, what we know from content and dialogue and descriptions of... Because Martin got most of the stuff he wrote or whatever, like, done early on, right? So that was, like, set in stone. So then the stuff would be, like, you know, how Malenia would be getting back to the... Like, what happened with Malenia after the battle with Radahn in Caelid and all that stuff. Like, that jazz, I'm pretty sure all of that was up to Miyazaki, right? And the same thing with Mikula and, like, how the stuff with his Halig Tree and everything was going to turn out. So I assume everything we see in the DLC, right, barring, obviously, you know, the backstories for events before the DLC, all that stuff was basically, like, you know, Miyazaki trying to find a way to cobble together, creating a suitable DLC area while having, you know, the last narrative plot threads and big reveals that he wanted to include, which would be about, like, Mikula, Radahn, and all that jazz. Either way, Mikkel is a rapist, believe all. Whatever you guys say. We know how this goes. I don't care. I forgot why these coffins are here, by the way. Like, I don't remember who's getting buried up here that they have a random coffin up top, if I'm being honest. Alright. No, but yeah, you know, you guys know how I feel about the whole Miquella Radahn thing. If this was like base game Elden Ring, and it was like a rehash of the Radahn fight with like Miquella hanging over the shoulder or whatever, in some like, you know, I don't know, some like bonus area or whatever, like some weird, you know, like Ancestral Spirit King type place or whatever, I would have been more okay with it, you know, like an Everjail or something type scenario, right? But we didn't get that. We got a whole DLC, and that was what it was leading up to. What a disappointment. Runes of Unte! Oh, just you. Well. You win some, you destroy some. Woo! Really? I guess it is kind of an annoying trek if you want to get past the golem. Ah! That was quick. I don't mind that the final boss of the DLC wasn't Godwyn, neither do I, because I never thought it was going to be Godwyn. I was like, that's never happening. We have enough freaking Godwyn. I'll be honest, I think they gave us too much Godwyn lore for the DLC. Like, the Death Knights are cool, I guess, but I wouldn't call, like, goddamn, I'm so glad. Oh, I shouldn't say that. They do help smooth out the timeline for stuff involving Ancient Dragon War, right? But, like, they're not, like, this big, super major thing at all, right? And the whole, oh, wow, there's more heads of Godwyn that grow in places with Deathroot. It's like, yeah, we know that. That's nothing new. Clearly, those Death Knights should have gone to Stormveil. They would have found their Godwyn clones. Anyway, and I know big beast-type bosses, fights like Meta or Elden Beast can be annoying in their own way, but it would have been nice to see some kind of grander epic scale thing that involves cosmic or ancient-type stuff. How would I feel if we had something? I mean, we already have the Meta fight, so that we kind of got that, but like for the main plotline, I'll be honest, I would have just like, I think, again, I know this is what people were like kind of hyping up, but I would have been happier if we actually did get like a Trina, surreal, dreamscape boss fight type deal. I would agree with you. I think what we got was incredibly uncreative and just kind of dull. Fight whatever's on the other side of the Gate of Divinity. I'll be honest, I have so little care for anything involving the Gate of Divinity or any of the gods, whatever, for the Hornsent right now. Maybe that'll change in the future, but like, I honestly couldn't give a hoot. Fly mold? Why is this here with all the flymen in the area? It's a mystery. Whatever will we know? Kill the Rune of Divinity or something wacky like that. That's where my limitation about the lore definitely hurts me, because I cannot give any like interesting recommendations of be like what could they have done, right? Versus what we got. Meta made me really like Elden Beast, all I have to say. I thought Meta was a fine boss, like nothing like too crazy. I will say I also liked Elden Beast when I was on Torrent, though it was a little glitchy when it came to that projectile attack. I would have liked them to actually patch that. Don't care about the village, quote-unquote, village. Just gotta be careful, you know, chat? You never know how much Torrent has. Meta was nice, but then she decides to summon the fucking... Eh. I mean, I played range. I'm sure with melee it's more annoying. But I feel like they have to do something with that fight, because otherwise it's a little too basic. Hey, BG, how you doing? I don't understand where all the hate for Finger Mama comes from. Really? Is she like a really hated boss or something? I really haven't been paying attention, clearly. Oh, we can also go that way, that's true. I don't think I care enough, though. Really, my chief concern should be trying to get to the coasts. So we can more easily access the bosses there. She's not fun in melee at all. I'll take your word for it. Just a few slams are annoying, but I like her otherwise. I will say, I can see the problem with her being so big and the camera being obnoxious if you're trying to hit her, like, right up there. Like, I can see that getting really obnoxious after a while. Because she is one of those bosses where, like, you know, she's one of those ginormous bosses where you're basically just kind of hit, you know, slapping at the feet and having to guess what she's doing if you're not, like, looking up at her. And when you look up, your, like, camera's, like, this really awkward angle. Love her OST. Yeah, I don't remember it. So I'll just take your word for it. Oh, yeah. Maybe going this way? No. Oh my god. Time, size, speed! We're getting caught on everything in this goddamn forest. Why flush mushroom in my red area? Say it ain't so. Oh, there you are. Her arena's too small for melee? I don't know about that. Camera, sure. But I remember the arena being pretty goddamn big. Preserving boluses. Why would I need those? I have a horse. There we go. Yeah, the fake greater will, the microcosm she gets, yeah. Alright, so I think I could go to what's... Oh my god. Oh my god. You know what, chat? With how many times I've had to buy PS4 controllers, I'm really tempted to just get a PS5 controller that I'm never going to actually plug into the PS5, so it never has, you know, those connectivity things going for it. And I just use that PS5 controller, because my PS5 controllers, I drop, they don't ever have any of these problems afterwards. It's only these controllers here, which decide they're going to give me a hard time. There we go. I do vaguely recall the black hole thing, Xavier. That was neat. Alright. Alright. I have a DualSense after years of dropping regular PS4 and PS5 controllers. I can say afraid I'm going to break like the other ones. Yeah, for some reason it's always my 4 ones, and it's always the charger port. It gets loose. So, the result is that whenever I plug in this wire to the PC, you know, it's always just causing me trouble. I'm wondering if I should just forget the wire and just go for a wireless adapter, because I think I still have one of those. I remember there being issues with, like, charging the controller and stuff after that, so I don't know. Also, Potentate's cookbook here. Oh, of course, that's why. That's ironic. Man comes to go scoop up the poop and becomes part of the poop. Beast blood. Throwing daggers, sure, whatever you say. Lump of flesh. I need to have my pound of flesh. It's essential. I want my bond. Should have had horns. Like, let's see. I think we're... Well... Well, chat. I don't think we got anything here. I think we've covered it. Again, except for the, except for over there where the catacombs is, but I don't want to go inside catacombs right now. Alright, let's get down that river. Alright. There we go. I can't believe I did it. Now don't die. Also, why'd you die? Why Torrent has horns? Because he's part goat. His mama had an affair with a Billy. Well, this is so stupid. I don't know what you're talking about, Xavier. There's our fly people. Alrighty, alrighty. Oh, yeah. It's like, oh, see, not many people know about the what is it? The steamy love affair in Torrent's family. right, you exist. I forgot, why do you exist? Uh-huh. I swear, these rats made me think they might be snow rats for a second there. There we go. Alright. Ah, crap. I think I want to go here, right? The Purple Lily? Because, that guy's up here, maybe? I don't know. Not sure why that would be here. Uh-huh. This is the way to Cerulean Coast? Cool. You know, I think this is how I got... I can't remember. Is this how I got down there last time? I forgot how I got down here the first time. Alrighty, so... Curious about the choice of where they put, roses, too. Sorry, not roses. Rats, still. I've been here. Ah, what do I care? We could just do this. No, that's not the one. There we go. Hey, I-Man. Hope you're doing okay. Trying to get to Cerulean. Uh-oh. Huh? Yep. That's what I thought. Okay, we gotta turn that off and do it. Do it the old-fashioned way. Alrighty. I can't believe it. I have to come on, let me in. Let me in! There we go. I have to actually platform. Loki, I want you to know I don't believe in you. That's always the safe bet. Ah! Wow. I'm amazed that actually didn't kill me. Honestly, that's the biggest shocker there. Da ba 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 ba. Somber! There we go. There we go. Alright, we're almost down. And... I can't believe they didn't kill me. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, yeah. Alright. Chat. Chat. I have good news and bad news. The good news is, we're here. The bad news is, I'm nodding off. So, I'm feeling sleep claw, it's, you know, way over me. I don't know how much longer I'm able to stay conscious on stream today. So instead of me, you know, falling asleep on stream on you guys, I think we're gonna end things here at this beautiful locale. And do this some other time. Oh, hey, Mercy, you showed up just in time for me to end. Yeah, sorry, guys. Yeah, sorry. It's just, it's really important for me to get my sleep schedule back online. So the fact that I'm feeling so tired, I don't want to accidentally force it where it's like, okay, I'm going to get past this hump and then I'm not going to sleep for the rest of the night and then we're back where we started. So, boo! Boo! I would laugh at you if you did that. I know you would, Xavier. I know. But, you know, some things just aren't meant to be. Like, I can't believe it's not butter, but with fall damage. Yeah, no fall damage is going to be funny in Night Rain. Damn it, but okay, sleep is important. Yeah, it's very important, guys. Believe me, once I get back to this, I would actually do work again. Lately, I've been able to do it because my sleep schedule is so out of whack, I can only focus on doing normal things, and then I'm just, like, you know, not being productive. I keep going back and forth between working overnight and daytime and using vacation days, so felt. Yeah. It's just, I don't know what happened. I screwed myself up somehow, and I think it's because I took a nap one time, and I just really, I think I flipped my nap and my normal sleeping schedule, so it ended up being where I would have my big sleep during the day, and then I have like a 1-2 hour nap in the actual nighttime, so I'd be like, I slept for 2 hours, why am I awake, or whatever, right? But now we're finally at the point where I'm no longer doing the dreaded nap. To nap the dread, right? So I'm getting to that point, so it's like, okay, gotcha. I need to make sure that, you know, I get this all sorted out. Because otherwise, I'm not going to be able to come up with anything, I'm going to be able to come out with anything else this month. And I have a lot of stuff I want to do, right? I have an ambitious schedule. I have Dark Souls 2 stuff I want to do. I want to get more Elden Ring stuff worked on. I might even try to squeeze in something Bloodborne related or Bloodborne involved, like at least get started on it. Like, we'll see. And obviously, I'm working on getting the new PC. The parts are ordered. It's now just a matter of getting a 5070 Ti GPU. So if I can get one of those from Best Buy or Amazon or whoever, I really don't care. I just want to make sure I get my hands on one. Curse you, nap time! You will rue this night! But yeah. If I can get the PC and stuff built, then we can play Monster Hunter Wilds. And obviously this game with better stuff. I'm gonna have 128 gigabytes of RAM that I ordered, so I'm never gonna have to worry about RAM anymore. Like, I'm gonna be able to have whatever I want in the backgrounds now, and that's it. That's all. That's gonna be it. You'll never see me again otherwise. I am so done with all the bullshit with, you know, like lag and frame drops or whatever, right? Like, if it's gonna be a problem, it's not gonna be me, it's gonna be the game. It's gonna be these developers who just don't know how to optimize. Because if a 570 Ti can't handle, like, Elden Ring or most of the Souls games or whatever, I just don't know, man. Anyway, like I said, though, it's been tiring and stuff, so I'm gonna try to head off right now. Again, thanks for you guys that joined me on this little adventure and things. I know, I like trying to do, like, the 2-hour-long streams, but it's not working out today. But thank you guys for being understanding. See y'all later. Bye-bye.